Today is the 3rd of April 2026 and I'm driving somewhere far away. Since it's the Easter long weekend, we're heading to Melbourne. It got kind of boring staying in the car for so long, so we stopped at a rest area. There was a lot to see, but I just grabbed a coffee. After that, we kept going, and while driving, I felt like I was in a real-life Minecraft world. We stopped at another rest area, and I got a Huntrix meal from Macca's. I love Golden Song and McNuggets, so I had to try it. After a long drive, we finally made it to Melbourne. I was so tired from driving all day, so after checking into the hotel, we just grabbed some Korean food nearby. Since we stayed at a hotel, I got up early and was ready to head out at 5 AM. Honestly, sleeping in hotels isn't really my thing. Also, whenever I travel somewhere outside Sydney, I always shave. After showering and drying my hair, I went out to walk around Melbourne, and it honestly felt like I was back in Osaka. To wake myself up, I grabbed a coffee from 7-Eleven, then kept walking around Melbourne. I even headed to Flinders Street to try catching some trains in Melbourne. Since public transport was free at the time, it made getting around so much easier. But the system felt really different compared to Sydney. No double-decker trains and you have to press a button to open the doors. Anyway, I explored a bit and even hopped on the light rail in Melbourne. After that, I grabbed a breakfast at a cafe. I had croissants, French toast and even a matcha latte. Melbourne is famous for its cafe food, so it made me even more excited. After eating at the cafe, we went to catch a train. We headed back to Flinders Street station, and I couldn't believe I'd been there twice in one morning. I even took a selfie. After that, we visited St. Paul's Cathedral in Melbourne. It really reminded me of St. Mary's Cathedral in Hyde Park. Next, I visited the Acme Museum. There was so much cool stuff to check out, with lots of interesting artworks. It was never boring at all. One really cool thing I want to show you is this. It spins, but if you watch for a bit, it changes like stop motion. It was so cool, I had to show you. Next, we went to Hakata Gensuke Tonkotsu Ramen. We grabbed ramen for lunch, and honestly, it was the best ramen I've ever had. We also checked out Chinatown in Melbourne, and it looked pretty similar to Sydney's. We also visited the Shrine of Remembrance. It really reminded me of Canberra, and it felt like I was paying my respects. After that, we headed back to the hotel to relax, then went out again for dinner. We had Thai food, and it was so good. Finally, we walked around the city for a bit, and that wrapped up April 4th. Today is the 5th, and we're starting the day by watching the sunrise at 6 AM. Last evening was really busy, but at 6 AM there were hardly any people around. I also grabbed a coffee and an onigiri from 7-Eleven for breakfast, and when I went to throw away my trash, I noticed the bins here actually looked kind of cool. I even grabbed a hash brown from Macca's while the sun was rising. Then I went back to Flinders Street to ride trains again. I caught a train and traveled around for a bit, but it honestly felt just like when I was in Osaka. As the train went through each section, it really felt like I was back in Osaka. When I got off, I ended up stuck for almost 20 minutes, but it actually gave me a chance to look around. It was also way more comfortable getting around since Melbourne had free public transport. I went back to Southern Cross Station and walked around for a bit, then headed to the University of Melbourne to take a selfie. But the uni felt really peaceful and quiet. After that, we went for brunch and had yumcha, but since I wasn't feeling well, I couldn't really eat much. After brunch, we headed to the National Gallery of Victoria. I even took a selfie at the entrance with a big thumbs up. The National Gallery of Victoria has so much cool stuff to see. I definitely recommend visiting. I even took selfies in a mirror artwork and by the water. After that, we headed to the Yarra River, one of the places I'd really wanted to visit. It was so relaxing. Then, we headed to Kumho Desserts, one of the popular souffle pancake spots in Melbourne. The line is always long, and I even tried the strawberry matcha. After that, we went back to Southern Cross and checked the docklands. It looked pretty similar to Darling Harbour in Sydney, and it was really relaxed and quiet there. It almost looked like a doppelganger of Darling Harbour. If I visit Melbourne again next time, I'd love to come here again for sure. I even visited Carlton Gardens and the Royal Exhibition Building afterwards. It looked pretty similar to Hyde Park, and there were so many people taking selfies there. Since it looks pretty similar to Hyde Park in Sydney, I'd definitely love to come back here if I visit Melbourne again next time. For dinner, I had a burger from Chad. It's apparently ranked in the 14th best burger in the world, so no wonder the line was so long. After dinner, we went to the Parliament of Victoria, and that wrapped up day 3. But I felt a bit sad that the day was over, so I walked around the city a bit in the evening, but it was really crowded. Today is the 6th, the day I'm heading back to Sydney. I got up early at 4 AM, grabbed an onigiri and coffee for breakfast, took a short train ride, and even walked around the Yarra River again. I wanted to come back to the Yarra River one more time because I'm going to miss this place so much after leaving. We're heading back, and I felt kind of sad in the car because I had such a great time in Melbourne, but we stopped in Albury for lunch. We had Korean fried chicken with tteokbokki, and it was so yummy. After that, we kept driving and eventually arrived back in Sydney late at night. Today, I shared my travel vlog again. Even when I travel outside Sydney, I always try my best to create fun and interesting content. I've made vlogs in places like Seoul and Osaka, and of course, I had to make one for Melbourne too. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll be back with more awesome content next time. Thanks for watching!